You gotta keep the devil down in the hole.
Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Today we have a match of Operation Locker, Conquest. We've got a pretty big deficit to overcome here, 289 to 381. See if we can turn that around. I'm running the MG4, which is the last light machine gun to unlock for the support class. I have a suppressor, reflex sight, 2x magnifier, and the stubby grip. Now in previous videos I mentioned I was having trouble with the suppressor on the LMGs, especially the 240 Bravo and the MG4. So I decided to go back, equip both these weapons with suppressors and figure out what's going on. Now when you put a suppressor on a weapon, your bullet drop is increased, and maybe it's my imagination, but it seemed as though on the longer shots for the LMGs the spread was also increased as well. Like I said, that's not really printed anywhere, but I did find it more difficult to hit targets at longer range with the suppressor on than simply with just the compensator. Now in this next clip, Operation Locker is filled with lots of little cells, especially around the center flags. Right here, I see a bad guy peek that cell. So I'm going to wait for him, toss a grenade in there, and as soon as you throw a grenade into a cell like that, when you think there are more than one bad guy, just rush them and finish them off. Because a lot of times after that grenade goes off, they're still shaken up and trying to figure out what happened, or they're busy throwing med kits trying to heal themselves. So if you rush them before they can get their senses, you can usually squad wipe them. Here I've got 3 guys all looking at me. I'm getting suppressed just because of the sheer number of rounds coming my way. But you notice that as I take down one guy, I'll go down behind cover, relocate, assess the situation, relocate again, fire again, relocate a 3rd time, and take that last guy down. You can't just stand there and trade shots with 3 guys like that. It doesn't really matter who you are, you're probably going to lose 9 times out of 10. Now, Operation Locker is a complete meat grinder. I think this might be a 32-man server, maybe 24, I'm not quite sure. It's a smaller Conquest match with only 3 flags as opposed to the normal 5. But this is kind of the new Metro, maybe the new Sing crossing. It's got a lot of flanking routes above and below the main level. But you also have this outside lane here on the snow. It's unfortunate there aren't 2 outside lanes, one on either side. But this is kind of cool and useful. It's already become quickly the go-to route for pretty much any match, whether it's Conquest, Obliteration, and especially Rush. There was a spawn beacon there. When you're outside clearing this outside lane, make sure you check those little nooks and crannies for spawn beacons. That's become a pretty popular tactic as well, so players don't have to run from their closest friendly flag or from their spawn point all the way to where they were. They can just keep spawning right there and keep the pressure on you from the side while their teammates come from above and below inside. Now I'm playing these smaller matches, these shorter matches. I believe this was a 400 ticket match. Like I said, it might be a 24 or 32-man server. It's not a 48, I don't believe, and it's definitely not a 64-man server, and I don't even think it's fully populated. But these quicker matches are a little bit easier to maintain just because of all the crashes that we've been having with this game. Anyone who's played this game for more than a day knows that it had kind of a rough launch. I'm still enjoying it immensely, but the crashes were kind of a pain. When you would lose all of that work, all that grinding, you'd have to go back and do it all over again. And that happened to me several times. I believe I had to unlock the MG4 5 or 6 different times because I would unlock it in a match and then it would crash and I'd have to go back and start all over. But overall, all the technical glitches aside, I'm having, like I said, tons of fun with this game. I played Battlefield 3 since its release, and I only got a few hundred hours in. I have a job that's pretty demanding. I have to leave a lot, so I ended up having to kind of just drop off the face of the planet from time to time and just not get a lot of game time in. But my situation has kind of changed now, so I can put a lot more game time in. And it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and the map design is just incredible in this game, and I can't wait to see what some of the future DLC is looking like. Now this area here, once this center tower comes down, what I'm doing here is I'm able to, not successfully, but I'm able to keep an eye on both of those lanes, the very bottom underground area as well as the main floor area. And all it takes is just a couple of steps to the left or the right, and you can peek over this railing and keep an eye on both of these areas. Now, I mentioned earlier that this map could probably be compared to Operation Metro. Operation Metro was the first Battlefield 3 map that most of us saw. It was the map that was chosen for the open beta that we all participated in, or most of us did. I did anyway. I remember that beta being just really rough, falling through the map and just all kinds of crazy stuff happening. But this map here, I believe, is a really marked improvement as far as close quarters combat goes. The problem with Operation Metro was you only had, in that center area, you had the escalator, the two escalator routes, and then on the far left hand side you had that kind of funky dual stair route, and you ended up just in these massive stalemates with grenade spam and M320 spam. I've got a couple of friends on Facebook who really enjoy that map, and their best weapon is probably the M320, which is great for them. I mean, it's if you want a meat grinder map and you just want that massive chaotic feel, that's the map to go to. This map can be like that, especially on 64 player matches with the 5 flags. It's a lot of fun, but I believe it offers more flanking routes. The top section, or excuse me, the main floor section, even though it's pretty much a straight corridor, there are a lot of different little rooms and different little cuts that you can move through to outflank your enemy, and it was so well designed. But anyway, guys, it looks like we're closing in on the end of the match, 132-9. I think you know what the outcome's going to be. We were able to turn that around and push on towards victory for the Russians. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.